Hello, dear friends, welcome to our YouTube channel, USA Football Zone, latest football highlights. Long before the first whistle blows at the World Cup, an intense and critical competition has already begun, in the suburbs of Paris, in the academies of the Netherlands, and in the favelas of Brazil. The search is on. The 2026 World Cup is fast approaching, and every major club and nation is desperate to answer the same multi-million-dollar question: how do you identify a player they become a superstar? The world of football scouting is no longer merely a game. It has evolved into a global, fast-paced game of chess. The objective is no longer limited to simply unearthing players aged 20 or 22. Now, the primary goal is to identify talent as young as 13 or 14. The 2026 World Cup serves as a definitive deadline. For players currently aged between 16 and 20, this is the tournament where they are expected to reach the absolute peak of their physical and developmental prowess. For the clubs, the stakes have never been higher. A major international tournament can double a player's market value overnight. A promising teenager valued at 40 million euros could suddenly command a fee exceeding 80 million euros after just a handful of standout matches. This financial pressure has accelerated everything. It is a relentless, global gold rush, driving scouts into every corner of the world, and it compels them to place massive bets on teenagers' young shoulders, upon which rest the weight of expectations from entire clubs and nations. Nowhere is this gold rush more intense than in Ile-de-France, the vast suburban sprawl surrounding Paris. This region has emerged as the world's largest talent factory. At the 2022 World Cup, an astonishing 30 players born in or around the French capital were on display, a figure more than double that of São Paulo. This very region has gifted us players like Kylian Mbappé, Thierry Henry, and Paul Pogba. And this cycle of talent generation never ceases. The latest gem to emerge from the suburbs of Paris is Warren Zaïre-Emery. Born in Montreal, he was immediately signed by Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, and quickly rose to become a sensational figure. Making his debut at just 16 years old, he became the youngest player in PSG's history. Now, at the age of 20, he stands as one of the club's most vital players, a midfielder possessing that same fighting spirit and raw talent that was honed on those concrete pitches. Scouts from every major club flock to these suburbs, knowing that this unique blend of fierce competition and diverse backgrounds produces players who are not only technically skilled but also mentally unbreakable. However, this phenomenon is not limited solely to major cities. Some clubs have elevated the nurturing of talent into an art form. Look no further than PSV Eindhoven in the Netherlands. For decades, they have perfected the stepping stone model, identifying raw talent, nurturing it, and then helping players launch their global careers. The list of players they have developed is incredible: Ruud van Nistelrooy, Arjen Robben, Memphis Depay, and Cody Gakpo, to name just a few. Their strategy is built upon a sophisticated scouting network that unearths technically gifted players who might otherwise have gone unnoticed by the major clubs. They provide a launchpad for young stars, an opportunity to play in the first team within a demanding league, allowing them to showcase their talents before taking their next big step. It is a proven method that consistently attracts players of immense potential. They know that a brief stint at Eindhoven could be the key to achieving stardom. While Europe continues to refine its methodologies, the creative heart of football still beats most vibrantly in South America, and at this moment, the continent is teeming with young talent, a phenomenon that has sparked a fierce bidding war among Europe's biggest clubs. Transfer fees have skyrocketed. Clubs are spending hundreds of millions on players who have barely begun their professional careers. What better example could there be than Brazil? Chelsea recently finalized a deal for Estevão Willian. This 17-year-old winger from Palmeiras is known as Messinho, meaning Little Messi, due to his exceptional dribbling prowess. The initial value of the deal stands at £29 million, a figure that could rise further. It represents a significant investment in a player who will officially join the club in 2025. Once he turns 18, Chelsea has secured this talent even before he has had the opportunity to showcase his abilities in a major international tournament. And then there is Argentina. At River Plate, a club renowned for producing superstars, a new name is now on every scout's lips: Franco Mastantuono. Born in 2007, this left-footed attacking midfielder has captured everyone's attention with his fluidity, intelligence, and remarkable composure. He began his athletic career as a nationally ranked youth tennis player. After completing his schooling, he turned to football and quickly rose through the ranks at River Plate, becoming the third youngest player in the club's history to make his senior debut. Real Madrid's chief scout has already been dispatched to Buenos Aires, a sure sign of their intense interest. Reports suggest that River Plate, the club, has inserted a €45 million release clause into his contract, a desperate attempt to safeguard one of the world's most valuable young players. Mastantuono, alongside his former teammate Claudio Echeverri, whom Manchester City has already signed, is regarded as part of the next golden generation of Argentine playmakers. These are not merely transfers. They represent a preemptive strike in the global battle for talent. Europe's elite clubs are no longer waiting for players to prove themselves before making a move, nor are they simply scouring for hidden gems anymore. They are now placing massive bets on high-potential prospects, with South America emerging as a favorite hunting ground. We have discussed future superstars who are currently being scouted far and wide, but in your opinion, who will be the biggest breakout star of 2026? Will it be one of the players we've mentioned, or someone who is still flying under the radar? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this in-depth analysis of scouting trends, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future updates. While scouts are busy searching for the next big star, some stars have already made their mark. These are extraordinary talents, teenagers and 20-year-olds who are already making waves in Europe's top leagues. They are not merely future prospects, they are the chosen few, destined to define the 2026 World Cup. At the very top of this list stands Spain's Lamine Yamal. He isn't even old enough to drive yet he plays for Barcelona with the confidence of a 10-year veteran. In 2024, he became the youngest player ever to feature in the European Championship, as well as the youngest player to secure a spot in Barcelona's first-team starting lineup. His game is a potent blend of blistering pace, incredible ball control, and sheer creativity, qualities that leave opposing defenders utterly helpless. In the 2024-25 season, he delivered a magnificent performance, tallying 18 goals and 21 assists, and cemented his place as one of the world's premier attacking players, all before turning 18. He is not merely a player for the future, he is an extraordinary star of the present day. Next comes Turkey's Arda Güler. At just 21 years old, he has carved out a distinct niche for himself within the legendary Real Madrid squad, a club renowned for its intense pressure. With his magical left foot and innate flair for scoring and assisting, he plays with a maturity that belies his years. He has already won both La Liga and the Champions League, and is now poised to serve as the creative driving force behind the Turkish national team during the World Cup qualifiers. For a nation as brimming with talent as Germany, all eyes are now fixed on the creative genius of Florian Wirtz. He was the architect behind Bayer Leverkusen's incredible, unbeaten Bundesliga campaign. Possessing both a superb footballing intellect and an exceptional ability to find the back of the net, the 2026 World Cup could well be the stage where he formally establishes himself as a global superstar. Meanwhile, in England, a country awash with young talent, Kobbie Mainoo has ascended to the pinnacle of success with remarkable speed. The composure and poise with which this Manchester United midfielder plays are truly astonishing for someone of his age. Upon breaking into the first team, he immediately became an indispensable asset to the squad. He even cemented his place in the England national team by scoring in the FA Cup final. Mainoo, who began his senior club career in 2023, has rapidly transformed from a promising academy prospect into a key figure in the national squad. These players, alongside others such as Norway's captivating forward Antonio Nusa and Croatia's towering defender Luka Vuskovic, currently playing for Tottenham, are ushering in a new era in international football. Identifying these players is not merely a matter of luck, this is a well-planned, data-driven process. The system for identifying the next generation of talent is already in full swing. Take the CONCACAF region, for instance. The 2026 U17 qualifiers are scheduled to take place in February of that year. In these qualifiers, 34 nations will compete for just 8 spots in the U17 World Cup. Tournaments such as these serve as preliminary screening stages, the proving grounds where scouts from across the globe search for the next great talent. It is a systematic process conducted on every continent. Its sole objective is to ensure that no stone is left unturned in the quest to Discover football's next superstars. The future of football is unfolding before us faster than ever before. A player's future, the days of waiting until one reaches the peak of their career are over. We have entered a new era where clubs and nations are locked in fierce global competition, striving to identify and sign the next generation of extraordinary talents before they even become household names. From the gritty streets of Paris, where mental fortitude is everything, to Europe's state-of-the-art academies and South America's creative hubs, this search is in full swing everywhere. The names you hear today: Lamine Yamal, Estevao Willian, Franco Mastantuono, Warren Zaire-Emery are not merely part of the next generation, they are leading it, the 2026 World Cup, hosted across North America. Their coronation, that very moment when these teenage prodigies and young superstars step onto the world's grandest stage. The success story of these players is a tale of immense pressure, vast wealth, and the simple, universal dream of achieving greatness. The next great player is out there, somewhere, and right now. The race to discover them is the most important game in football. Don't forget to watch our next video, where we will discuss in detail the tactical shifts expected at the 2026 World Cup. To ensure you don't miss any updates, be sure to click the notification bell. Thanks for watching.